Hello everyone, welcome to the 11th video in the tutorial series. And yeah, so in this video we're just gonna be moving objects inside the game with the key input. Yes. So firstly, before we begin, guys, subscribe, and yeah, please subscribe just so that you can so that new content doesn't miss you, and yeah, so that you get a notification notifying you that I just uploaded new content. Now, before we get started with moving stuff with key input, now the first thing we want to do is it's this thing here. We need to actually over here, see this inside these two functions, the key press and the key release. We need to have a try catch. An exception will be thrown if the key code exceeds 256. As I said earlier, what if the person is using a gamer's keyboard, if there's such a thing, some sort of keyboard with lots of keys, with a lot of keys, and has 10,000 keys or 1,000 or 500 keys. And yeah, so if someone is using their keyboard and presses a button that is outside of the key range, of the 256 range, the program will crash. Now let me just show you an example here. So first things first, let me just put a 1. In fact, let me just put a 0 over there so that I can show you a practical example. Now if I run the program, everything works fine. And yeah, it already crashes. I didn't even press anything and it crashes. Okay, oh yeah, we can start with 0. So let's go with 1. Yeah. And let's run. What? It already crashes. Wow. Anyways, yeah. So yeah, it already crashes. Let me try not press anything. Says key number 77. Okay, well that's weird. Let's try 78. Let's start with 78. And yeah, so now if I try and press any key, it's gonna crash. Oh, we didn't capture the crash. I want to show you the crash while that thing's moving. See, it's crashing, and yeah, it's crashed. We can't see the effect of the crash right now, but when it crashes, key input will not work anymore. So yeah, so we need to try and catch the crash. We need to try and prevent the crashing. So yeah, so in order to do that, we're just gonna have something like a try catch statement, a try and a catch statement. So this is just gonna be probably and catch, and I think the first exception is the index out of bounds exception. We're just gonna throw an index out of bounds error. So anyways, we're just gonna do nothing. Exception EX, yeah. So we're just gonna catch and do nothing, format, and yeah, same thing. And then we're just gonna copy and paste this code. And format, and yeah, I'm just gonna change this from true to false. And yeah, now if we run it now, our previous was 78. If we run it now, I think the errors should go away. Now I'm pressing those keys that are giving me errors. Every single key on the keyboard is pressed and nothing is happening. So yeah, when we fix the problem, okay. I pressed too many keys. So yeah, we fixed the problem. And yeah, so that's just to avoid any crashing in the future. we're just gonna put a try catch exception, and then since we know the exception is harmless, we can just leave the catch blocks empty. And yeah, so let's get started with moving the objects inside the game. So previously we were moving this object over here. What's the update method? Right, there we go. We were moving this square towards the top right corner, and yeah, so we're just gonna remove all of this, and yeah, and we're gonna remove all of this. So there we go. So now we want to move it up or down with the W and S keys. So what we're just going to do or say is, I don't know, we're just gonna say if key input dot W if key input dot W, we're just gonna say if key input dot get key pressed key event dot vk underscore W, and there we go. I think I also need to create a function for get key released. Control C, and there we go. Control 2. Get key pressed, and we're gonna say get key released. No. We don't need to do this. It's just redundant. So it's just redundant, and yeah. So if key dot get key pressed to VKW, then we're just gonna move upwards. So we're just gonna say Y position. Y pos minus. Remember, minus is up and plus is down. And then we're just gonna say this. If it's the opposite of that, Control C and Control V. Copy and paste. We're just gonna send this to plus. If this is not true, we're just gonna do this. So if basically the exclamation marks means if whatever this condition is not true, then we do this. So now if we run it, okay, something clearly isn't right. If the key is released, if the key is down, not okay, yeah. I see my mistake. So if it's okay, so down isn't W, down is S, not W. Down is S. So yeah, it's not gonna do anything. Now if I press W, it should move up. I don't know. Yeah, then it's moving up. For some reason it's slow. And there's an input lag for some reason. There's lag. Let me try and boost the frame rate. So let's go to the game manager and boost it to 120. Still seems to be input lag. And I have no idea, but it's moving up and moving down. So yeah, we're gonna deal with that input lag later, and now we need to move left to right. And yeah, so the game manager, we're going to I'm just gonna copy this code and paste it to save time. So instead of W, we're just gonna change this to A and D. A, oh my goodness. And then change this from Y to X. And you can see if we go left, we go left, and if we go down, we're going down. If we go to the right, we go to the right, and yeah. So at this point, I was continuing recording, but then I didn't know that my mic failed and it stopped recording. So yeah. So basically, anyways, what I was trying to do is trying to figure out what was causing the input lag. And after a few moments of debugging, I found out that there was no problem. There was no input lag, and the lag that we were seeing was a rendering lag. So, and I did some more debugging and going through stuff, and I found out that that what's causing the lag is was the fact that I created 60 buffers in the buffer strategy instead of 3, and that is because in the create buffer strategy function I put in FPS instead of the value 3. Well, earlier on I did recall putting the value 3, so maybe when NetBeans was refactoring some stuff, it put FPS instead. So by creating 60 buffers instead of 3 buffers, it tells the CPU to make 60 buffers for drawing this image. So the image is drawn 60 times before it's actually displayed onto the screen. So by drawing 60 times, it basically creates some sort of delay before it's actually rendered. So what we see in the end, as the end user, is that there was input lag. We press the button, then 2 seconds later, that's when the object moves. So yeah, so we fixed that. I managed to fix that problem, and yeah. So anyways, guys, so don't forget to like, subscribe, and yeah, so that you don't miss the next tutorial series video. And guys, I'll be putting the source code for this project down low in the description. Also guys, I'll have a playlist to the full tutorial series so you don't miss out anything. So you just basically you just open the playlist and then you watch tutorial after tutorial until we're done making the game. And yeah, so guys, peace, like, subscribe, and yeah.